Previously on the Dice Girls.
The ghost, yeets these gemstones. The whole box kind of goes tumbling. It hits the ground. You see gemstones kind of falling out and scattering on the forest floor.
I'm Rhakna, so I run up and try and punch a ghost.
I am invisible, so my plan is to get as close to the gems as I can so that I can start gathering them up while he's distracted. Where did the ghost go? He has the blue gem.
Oh yeah, we're down one more.
Did you guys know I got the other gems? I got the yellow one and the orange one and the green one. I was able to scoop them up.
Oh, thank you, Triggus.
Yes.
So, Scuttle?
Scuttle.
Okay.
You take out your staff of teleportation and you spin the little...
Spin the spinny
gemstone in the middle. You suddenly find yourself inside the scuttle. With sugar and spice and a roll of the dice, you're listening to The Dice Girls.
New plane of existence, who dis?
You suddenly find yourself inside the scuttle. And just like last time, you remember it had kind of been turned into this really cozy living space. It's still the same. There are a few gnomes in there now. They all kind of what? they start and they're just shocked to see three people kind of materialize. But once they realize who it is, they kind of they wave and they're happy to see you, and they say, hey, everyone at the scuttle knows the story of the three brave adventurers who are off trying to save the world. So they're all really they're pretty excited to see you. And you are in the scuttle.
What ho? How is everyone?
You have a couple of gnomes come up to you. You don't recognize any of these ones, just they're not gnomes that you have gotten to know very well. And they kind of all surrounding, they all kind of start chattering at once, and they're talking about the different projects that they're working on. And one of them is taken up sewing, and the other one is making cookies. And they're just they seem very happy. The tension level at the scuttle seems like it's dropped significantly. They don't seem like gnomes on the run or in hiding. They just seem like they're genuinely enjoying their time here now.
So I ask one of the gnomes, is Bilrick in his office?
Yeah, Bilrick is. And they point you. You know the way. You know how to get there.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
So we walk in there.
We go see Bilrick.
Yeah, it's messy as usual. His desk is always scattered papers everywhere. And he looks up and his face lights up when he sees the three of you. Well, hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you again. How is everything?
We almost died. We almost got killed by a ghost. Kai is a thief, and the ghost came back to hurt Kai, and then I went invisible, and I was able to scoop up the gems, but the ghost took one of the gems, and Rhakna tried to punch the ghost. Which I told her it looked really cool, but it was pretty funny. But other than that, not much going on here.
There was something that he left out, which you're probably gonna be mad at us. We visited Frindlesticks.
You did?
Yeah.
Stole some stuff.
What?
Yeah, okay. So there was some very important information that we needed in the library, and your very nice librarian, Charlie, is still there. They're still there. Yeah, Charlie's alive, Charlie's safe.
Yay!
Yeah, so we needed some books translated.
Okay. Did Charlie help you?
No.
They're very good at translating.
Yeah. But okay, so they were in one of the the secret family sections, the books.
Oh, no. You did it.
Yeah, Charlie wouldn't help us, so I took the books and we ran because we really needed them translated, and so we had to bring them to you. Charlie tried to hurt us because we stole books from them. Here you go.
You sound like a kid who just broke the neighbor's window and has to go and explain to his mom how it's totally not his fault that he just broke the neighbor's window.
Yeah, Charlie's real protective over this. And I feel so bad because Charlie's really nice. But we really needed those books.
So as you're talking, Bilrick's face is getting like more and more shocked looking. Like his eyes are getting wider. His mouth drops open. He looks partially horrified and partially just like surprised.
We have every intention on returning them. We just needed them translated. We're gonna bring them back.
I mean, I can't believe you broke into one of the secret rooms.
The keys were right there.
And Charlie left the keys out and said, I'm leaving these keys out here.
Don't go into the secret room.
Yeah, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I'm going to go in the way far back of the library.
Yeah.
It was intentional that we should have gone in there.
I know it's important. I know. Oh, you have to take these books back when we're done with them, though.
We will.
Oh, you so have to take them back.
I promise. They're from the Tanner section.
Yeah, I figured.
So, can you...
Is there somebody who specializes in Gnomish translations?
Beric like sighs and kind of like, give me the books, and like holds out his hand.
I sheepishly hand them over.
Beric takes the books and kind of like gives you all three a look. The fate of the world wasn't at risk here. Do you know how important gnomes take their documents?
If the fate of the world wasn't depending on this, I wouldn't have taken the books.
Yeah, fine. You guys. He takes the books and he kind of like, he very gingerly takes the oldest one. Mm-hmm. He like opens the first one and kind of like flips through it a little bit very carefully. The second one is like a little newer than the first, and he does the same thing, and he does it with all three books. And he looks at the three of you and he says, well, if you needed information, I guess you stole the right books, because these look like diaries from the Tanner family. We've got Wilhelmina, Gracious Calliope, Merrimack Tanner. Her diary, that's the real old one. The middle one is her granddaughter. That's Winnie Flipstitch Moonlight Vancia Tanner. That's a good one. And then the next one is Winnie's daughter, Wolfric's mom, Wahani Fudgel Grumblesnee Anemone Tanner. So you
Grumblesnee.
You've got the right idea here. Let's my gnomish is pretty rusty, but El Nombre is
Yes. I love that so much. Did you do that specifically for our reaction?
Yes, I did. Also, he's a very old gnome, so he would be more likely to know. Yeah. El Nombre. But El Nombre is really, really great at gnomish. So we'll get him to look at these. I'll go get him right now. Actually, I'll be right back. And he kind of like, he leaves the room. He stops in the doorway and he turns around and he says, "Don't take any of my stuff."
I have stolen 3 things, and that is it. 3 books.
So he leaves. He comes back a few moments later, and El Nombre is following behind him. El Nombre's face kind of like lights up again when he sees you, and he walks in. And he kind of like grins at the three of you. He walks in behind Bilrick. Bilrick comes back in the office and sits back down at his desk. El Nombre is following, and he looks at the three of you and puts his hand on his hip and goes, So I heard you stole some books. That's a terrible voice.
It's a great voice.
I'm stuck with it now.
Yeah. Not we. Just make that clear.
Stolen with every intention to return.
Mm-hmm. Let me see him.
Push him over to him.
Yeah. So El Nombre takes the 3 diaries, and you can see that he also is kind of very gingerly, especially with the oldest one. Looking through them, he's reading a little as he goes along, and you can see, interesting. And he kind of like really quickly just looks through all 3 of them, and then he looks back at you, and he says, well, it's going to take me just a little bit, not a lot of time to translate these diaries. I could probably have one of them done for you by this afternoon if you want to hang around for a little bit. But so there's 3 of them here. The middle one, Winnie, her diary's pretty boring, actually. Like, it's just like things that she ate and to-do lists and like, like a brief description of her day. It's more of like a planner than a diary, really. I would assume that you don't really care what Winnie had for breakfast on, Tuesday of whatever day. But so it looks like Wilhelmina talks a lot about something called Omara in hers.
That's very important to us.
Okay. All right. What is that really? I've heard of it before, like, maybe in like a song or like an old wives' tale, a fairy tale.
Is there a song that you could sing for us, El Nombre?
Oh, I don't sing, honey. I stopped singing 400 years ago. But yeah, Wilhelmina's talking a lot about Omara. It looks like Wahani talks a lot about Wulfric. She just she talks a lot about that kid.
Yeah. We're trying to find him because we lost him.
Well, which one do you want me to translate?
Should we just go for Wilhelmina's?
Oh.
I can translate them both. It's just
yes,
one of them
please.
I can get you this afternoon, and the other one will take me, a little, like tomorrow maybe.
Okay, that's great. That's perfect.
Which one do you want first?
Wilhelmina's?
Yes.
Wilhelmina's first.
You got it. I am using Billrick's voice, and I don't know why, but it's all good. You got it. And El Nombre, he takes all 3 of them. And he says, I'll let you guys know this afternoon which one I'll let you guys know what I'll like pick through and find the juicy stuff. Anything about Omara, I'm guessing, is what you're interested in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll leaf through it and find out, and I'll make some notes for you guys and get you that information later this afternoon.
Wonderful.
Thank you, El Nombre.
Anytime. Don't steal any more books.
I'm not.
And he leaves with the diaries, and Billrick kind of, he's smiling at you, and he kind of you can tell that he and El Nombre are kind of like a little bit picking at you. They're like kind of joking. Uh-huh. They're like, really though, don't take any more books.
Yeah.
And Billrick says, well, if you're going to be, waiting around for these diaries to be translated, you might as well relax here for a little bit. I'm sure there's other gnomes who want to kind of catch up with you a little bit, or Rhakna, Talon's been asking about you. He's been he's been kind of bored. I didn't get to tell you guys the good news. The Tiefling Church he and Guile were infiltrating. It's pretty much all but disbanded at this point. It seems it's only been a couple of weeks, but it seems that nobody actually really knew what was going on there. They were all just kind of so enthralled by Sadie and her promises. They just kind of blindly followed her, and once she was gone, things fell apart pretty quickly. Mm. So most of them have gone on to other things. Talon and Guile don't have much to do around here lately, because that was our main threat, was the Tieflings trying to steal us and who knows do what. But yeah, it's not really a threat anymore.
That's great news.
Yeah.
We were worried about that.
The whole time.
Oh, yeah. Super, like,
So the forefront.
forefront of our minds. Yep.
So, are we going to see Talon? Where's Talon?
He's probably out in the courtyard, I would guess. Meditating. And Triggus Wimble's been asking after you. He wants to play with you. He misses
I
you.
would love to play with Wimble.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember her, Kai, but you trained with a gnome named Nitra, and she's she's actually been wondering when you'd be back here.
Huh.
She's been asking after you a little bit.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I know there's some people who want to see you guys.
And break. We all go in separate directions.
I want Rhakna to go last.
Okay, that's cool.
So let's have Kai and Triggus roll to see who's getting their interaction first. D20 and just highest number.
15.
14.
Yes.
All right, so that means Triggus gets to go first. So you all kind of split up into different directions. And Triggus, you find Wimble in one of the, it's like a drawing room. It's like a study kind of. And he is sitting at a desk and he is just coloring. He's coloring and drawing a picture. And actually, it's funny because it winds up being the same room that El Nombre's in. El Nombre's in there too because Wimble's just quietly humming to himself as he colors this picture. And as you walk through the doorway, Wimble sees you and he jumps up from the chair immediately and runs over to you and says, Twiggus! Twiggus, I've missed you so much!
Oh, Thimble, I've missed you too.
And he's hopping up and down and he's like, look, I have crayons! Do you want to color with me?
I would love to. I have a magical box.
What?
That sharpens crayons indefinitely.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
That is-
it just sharpens and sharpens and sharpens?
My crayons could be sharp?
Yes. Here, let's go sit down and we'll sharpen your crayons and you can tell me what you're drawing.
Yeah! And he gets so excited.
I can't believe that empty crayon box or whatever that you bought episode 2 just came back.
And she even directed us at one point that Wimble would have crayons.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
that
cool.
was it was kind of a cliffhanger because you were like, where am I gonna get crayons? And you're like, Wimble. And then the episode
and then I never brought
and then
it
we
up
never
again.
got the crayons.
Claire told you that Wimble would have crayons.
That's right.
You had to have Claire tell you that a child would have crayons.
That was the question. He used a question.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Triggus, there is another chair at the desk, and El Nombre kind of smiles at the two of you, just kind of and he stays there. He pulls, Wimble excitedly pulls the chair that's at the other chair at the desk, super close to his. He's like, here, you can sit here. And it's been almost a month, I think, since you've seen Wimble, and he seems more talkative than he was before. You can tell he's definitely learned some things and grown a little bit in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure spending time with other gnome children.
Yeah,
made him
exactly.
more sociable.
Exactly. So he's just so excited to see you, and he pulls out all of his crayons, and they're child's crayons. They're
They're gnome's child's crayons.
They've been chewed on. There's bite marks in the paper, and look, Twiggus, look at my crayons.
Those are fantastic. I don't have any crayons.
Would you like some of mine?
Yes. Do you have extras?
Yes.
Oh, that would make me so happy.
Wimble climbs down from his chair and goes under the desk and comes up with a handful of crayons and you don't know where they came from.
That's great.
And he just holds he cups his hands together and they're full of broken crayons and he's, here, you can have these ones.
Oh, I've been wandering the universe looking for crayons and it's finally coming full circle.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool.
So Triggus takes him and puts him in his crayon box.
So Triggus, when you open your bag to get out the crayon box, Wimble is like really curious and he's kind of like, oh, what's in there? What do you have? What's that? And he sees like there's something shiny in there. And you see him like pointing, and he's pointing at your tiny cage with no door.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
It's a tiny cage with no door.
Can I see it?
Yes, here.
So you pull out this little cage, this little tiny cage with no door, and Wimble is holding it. He's like, oh, wow, this is so cool. And El Nombre glances up, and he sees the little tiny cage with no door, and he like cocks his head, and he goes, where'd you get that?
Are you freaking kidding me? How long has this been a thing?
I don't know. I just think I've always
Hector,
had it.
right?
No, that was the item. When we very first made our characters, you all rolled for a trinket
Right.
that you had on you, and Triggis's trinket was a tiny cage with no door.
Yeah, I've just always had it. I don't remember where it came from.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure.
And so El Nombre kind of like puts down the diary that he's reading, and he comes over and Wimble like holds up the little cage for him, and he looks at it. He takes it and he starts kind of like inspecting it. And he says, "This is so weird. My friend Walnut
Yes. Gotta have a friend named Walnut.
El Nombre and Walnut.
Can't even make it to the end of the sentence.
My friend Walnut used to have a cage just like this one. He got it from his grandpa, which was Wilhelmina's dad."
What? Do you think he's my grandpa?
I mean, you're not a gnome. But yeah, I don't know. Walnut was Wulfric's great grandpa, and he used to have a cage just like that. Do you know, this is actually a really powerful artifact, Triggus. Do you even know what this is?
It's a cage with no door.
Well, you're not wrong, my friend. This is, it's an artifact of protection. It, not so much physical protection, it kind of protects your aura. It kind of prevents, how do I explain it? It's kind of hard. It kind of just keeps your soul safe.
Wow.
Oh.
My goodness. That's what was in the letter.
What letter?
The letter that Wulfric wrote that we were able to read in the library, and it said, I've given Triggus an artifact from somebody. I think he'll need it more than anybody in here.
Oh.
I just listened to the episode yesterday. Yeah, and it just didn't dawn on me that was what he was talking about.
Wow.
So it was given to me by Wulfric.
Wow. I mean, that makes sense if Walnut got it from his like great grandpa Wrangler and then
Were you just brainstorming W words and you like looked around your room?
Regular jeans.
A walnut.
I have a very interesting room. Yeah, if Walnut got it from his great grandpa Wrangler, and then maybe Walnut must have passed it on to Wulfric, and then I guess Wulfric gave it to you.
What do I have to do anything with it, or do I just
No.
make sure and leave it?
Just
Keep it?
hang on to it.
I'm glad I didn't sell
it.
it.
It keeps you safe.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful news. Thank you for that.
So maybe the gem that was in the secret compartment was supposed to be his, but since he had protection, it didn't become his.
Whose?
Yours.
Mine?
Yeah.
How would that work?
I'm assuming that the souls of the people are trapped in the gems.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So if Wulfric had you a gem prepared, but then tiny cage with no door, so your soul was protected, theorizing.
Like, because the yellow one is the only one that's not desecrated?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
So, Simple, I was going to give you this, but I can't now.
That's okay, Twiggus. Can you show up in my crayons,
Yes.
please?
Let's get down to business right now.
And you and Wimble spend like a little bit of time sharpening all his little crayons.
And coloring.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's adorable. It's super cute. Wimble draws you another picture of the two of you together. He asks if you still have the first one that he drew back in the cave.
Yes, of course.
Can I see it?
I would imagine I have it.
Yeah,
in
I
my
don't
pack.
think- I
Probably
don't-
in your-
Yes, here it is.
So he takes it and he's looking at it and going back and forth to try and draw the same exact picture again, but he makes himself a little taller.
Aww.
And then he gives you both of them. There, now you know how tall I am.
Aww. That's
Never
wonderful.
forget.
I will never forget, Thimble.
I love you, Twiggus.
I love you too, Thimble.
And it's adorable.
Yeah. I like to imagine that Triggus' drawing talent is at the same level as Wimble's.
Probably about there. Yeah,
So they're
yeah.
both just like drawing stick figures.
Yeah. Does Triggus draw something for Wimble?
Yes.
What do you draw for him?
A fish.
Of course.
Yes.
I love fish.
It's smiling.
A smiling fish?
Yes.
That's just like you.
Yes, it is.
You're a smiling fish.
Yes, I am.
Thanks, Twiggus.
You're welcome.
Hey y'all, it's Becca. We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Dice Girls. We're having so much fun, even in this little bit of kind of downtime episode where the girls each get to go off and have their own little mini adventure. We're excited for everything that is coming up next. We are excited to be sharing this story with you. Thank you so much for coming along with us on this crazy ride. We've got another handful of episodes or so before we do the Clips episode, so just want to let you all know that another Clips episode is coming up soon. We'll probably try and shoot for episode 60 because the other ones were at 20 and 40. So holy cow, 60 episodes. That's crazy. But if there's someone that you've been meaning to introduce to the Dice Girls and maybe they would be intimidated by how many episodes we have, you can just point them in the direction of the Clips episodes. And once our next one comes out, they can get all caught up in 3 easy episodes. Thanks again for everything you do. We absolutely adore all of you. I'm going to let you get back to the show. I'll see you in a couple weeks. We're going to have Kai go next. Kai, Nitra actually is the one who kind of comes to you. You spent a couple of weeks with her here in the Scuttle when you guys were training together.
Yeah.
And she had shared with you, kind of her story, which was that she's a changeling. And her family doesn't know that she's a changeling. She was forced out of her home when she was young. She took on the form of her best friend, who was a gnome. And kind of the gnome family that she grew up with took her in, and like she hadn't told them, and was kind of like she like picked you for a changeling right away.
Yeah, she knew.
Yeah, she totally knew and called you out.
Yeah, I remember that because that was very jarring.
Yes. You were very shocked.
I don't think you had even told us yet.
I was still masquerading.
Whoa. Yeah, she was still Mara at that point. Yeah. Because that's what Nitra had asked.
Yeah, she's like, so when are you going to tell your friends you're changeling?
Yeah,
I'm
do
like,
your friends know that you're a changeling? Yeah. It was, and then you trained with her for a couple of weeks. She kind of comes to you, she finds you, and she says, "Hi, how's it going?"
"I'm good, how are you?"
"I'm freaking out so much."
"Why?"
"Well, I think I'm going to tell my family that I'm a changeling."
"Oh, yeah, do that." It worked out great for me.
Kai, I can't do this. I can't do this.
You do it.
I'm so nervous. Will you walk with me? I need some fresh air. Can we go outside? I can't. Oh my gosh. And she's just like freaking out.
Right.
Yeah. She's very nervous. She was always like very full of energy.
Right.
It was very cool to work with her because she's so full of energy, but like also a master of stealth, which is really like, should not be a thing, but it was a thing. So she asked if you'll come get some fresh air with her. And you wind up walking outside around the Scuttle in the wildflower field, but like it's not
right.
You have the
we have the protection.
You have the forever protection from the wildflowers. So you're kind of like walking around the wildflower field, and she's just animatedly like hyperventilating, like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Oh, I'm so scared, but I want to tell them because like you're so brave. You've been your changing self for a real long time, and nothing bad has happened because of it, right?
No. Nothing has bad. Nothing bad has happened because of it. Just, no, we're good.
Nothing has bad.
There are trouble. Nothing has bad. I mean, should I tell them even like, I mean, I'm definitely a gnome. I just like, but they should know the truth, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, Kai, what am I going to do?
I'm so bad at emotions. Oh my god. You're gonna do great. That's what you're gonna do.
You just like pat her on the head or something. Like,
I don't know what you're gonna do if you ever have kids.
Go get him, Tiger.
So she kind of looks up at you. You really think I'm gonna do great?
Yeah. I meant for that to sound way more convincing than it did. You're gonna do really great.
Okay. I think I can do this. I can do this, right?
Yeah.
I can do this.
You got it.
Okay. Whew. Kai, thank you. You're wonderful.
Oh, thanks.
I think I could better do this right now before I freak out. Again. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
And she just like runs. She like books it back into the Scuttle. And you're still outside of the Scuttle. Do you like walk around a little bit more? What do you do?
I go back to my room to see my friend that I left behind. Min Min.
Oh, Min Min.
Yeah. I just kind of like cuddle up to him and spend the rest of the time just like brushing him and
that's
spending
adorable.
time with my friend.
Min Min is in great condition.
Yes.
He has been well cared for.
I'm pretty sure I tasked Wimble with keeping track of him.
I think you did. I think you asked Wimble to take care of Min Min. Yeah. Wimble has taken good care of Min Min. There's like he somehow found a dog bowl, and he didn't have access to dog food, but he like tore a piece of construction paper up into a bunch of little like little scraps, and the dog bowl is full, and then there's like another dog bowl that has like blue construction paper scraps for like you're assuming water. Right. Yeah, Min Min is well fed. Min Min. He has like a little paper collar around his his neck that Wimble also you're assuming made. He's been well taken care of. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, so you have a nice kind of relaxing rest with Min Min. A little while later, there's like a little frantic knock on your door.
I open the door.
and it's Nitra standing there. And her eyes are like super big. Kai, I did it. It went really well. Thank you so much.
It went good.
It went so good.
Oh, I'm glad.
Oh, they're amazing. You're amazing. Oh my god. And she's just like, she's super happy and super just like, you open the door, she like spouts her whole thing at you, and then she's like, okay, I gotta go bite, and like runs back off down the hallway. Presumably to go spend some more time with her family.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then you're able to get back to resting with Min Min. Yeah. Yeah. And we're gonna fade your scene out there. And now we're gonna go to Rhakna. How's Rhakna doing?
Rhakna, as usual, not doing so great. Just another day in the life of sadness, so.
She's got a heavy soul.
Yeah. Well, she's got one job, and she's bad at it, and this comes up often. But I mean, no one trained her.
That's true.
No one trained her on gem handling,
gem sitting.
Yeah.
Gem sitting. Yeah. So this maybe was too big of a task for a beginner. I don't know. But she goes to see Talon.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes. Talon is in the courtyard where the two of you spend a lot of your time training together. And he like just leaps up and wraps you in this huge hug. Dude, I'm so glad to see you, dude. It's been way too long. Is everything good? How have you been? Tell me about Rhakna.
Oh. Talon, it's good to see you again. Things haven't been getting any better.
Dude, I know you've had a rough go. I'm sorry. But, have you meditated lately?
It's been a while.
You want to meditate? Dude? I think it'd be real good for you.
I think you're right. I think I need it. Yeah. I need something right now.
Yeah, let's meditate for a minute, and then we can just catch up on all the good stuff that's been going on for you.
Sure. Good stuff. Yeah. I have multiple things.
You and Talon sit down in the courtyard, and he says, dude, I don't want you to freak out. I'm going to be sending like so many good vibes your way while we're meditating. It's going to be great. It's going to elevate your meditation to the next level.
Oh, I think Rhakna can't help but smile.
I got this, dude. I got this. I got you. So the two of you sit down to meditate together. It's been a minute, I think, since you've meditated.
I think so, yeah. I think I've done a little one here or there to change my spells around, but not like one of these big ones.
Yeah, yeah. It takes you a minute to kind of like get back into where you were able to go before in your meditation. But you do, after a few moments, you do kind of feel like the familiar glow of your meditation, and it's so good. It's so good. And you find yourself wondering like, why don't I do this more often? And it's just one of those things that you like slip right back into. And then it kind of goes even a little deeper. Like, you don't know how, because you felt meditation really deeply when you were training with Talon. I mean, you glow when you meditate. But this is something new, and it's very warm, and it's a very amazing feeling. It's like the entire world has melted away. The entire everything has melted away, and it just feels like the only thing in the whole universe that exists is your consciousness. And then you hear like kind of a voice.
Oh.
It's a very...
Is it dragony?
It's not dragony. It's a very comforting sounding voice.
Visible disappointment.
I know. Yes. Sorry. This is not dragony. But it seems to be coming from everywhere. Not that there is an everywhere, because your consciousness is the only thing that exists right now.
Right.
It's very interesting feeling. And this voice completely surrounds you, and it just says, do not be...
I'm sorry, it sighed.
It did sigh. The voice sighs.
I gotta deal with this bozo.
No.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. That was beautiful. troubled, my child. Your heart is in the right place, and your mistakes are not fatal. Your quest is not in vain. Your God will continue to watch over you. You are more loved and looked after than you even realize. And that's kind of the message that completely envelops you in your meditation.
Can I talk to it?
I mean, you can try.
Hello? New plane of existence. Who dis?
Oh my gosh. I'm assuming Rhakna doesn't say that last part.
No.
Hello, my child.
Who are you?
That is a pretty big question that you're not quite able to comprehend the answer to yet.
Do you have any nicknames?
You may call me Shima.
Shima. Okay. Shima. Why are you telling me this?
Your quest is an important one, and you are important to it. And I don't want you to lose hope or give up. Things might seem a little bleak, but as I said, your mistakes have not been fatal.
Can you tell me where I can find the gemstones I lost?
I cannot, unfortunately, give you more right now than comfort.
How can you say that? Claire wanted me to keep these gemstones, and I've already lost 3 of them.
I don't want to say the voice, like, not chuckles, but like, you get the feeling of a smile, like a small smile, and Shima says, my child, you are only able to see such a small piece of the bigger picture. It's just the nature of life. I can see the whole picture, and I can tell you that it's going to be okay.
I believe you. It's hard, but I want to believe you. Is there anything else you can tell me?
Don't stay away so long next time. Even if I'm not able to talk to you, when you meditate, I'm here.
Have you always been here?
Yes.
I'll come back soon.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Rest well, my child. And you kind of feel like, you feel yourself going kind of back to the normal deep amount of meditation that you are accustomed to. Now you're a little more aware of almost like a presence. It's not quite strong enough to be like a presence, like a corporeal presence, but you know it's something that was always there. You just kind of never really noticed it before.
Okay.
And the rest of your meditation is very peaceful.
Yay!
Finally, some peace for Rhakna.
Yeah, and when you're finished meditating, Talon kind of looks at you and says, Did you get all my good vibes, dude?
I think I did.
Awesome. And he kind of like starts telling you about the things going on with the church and how like he's like really excited to kind of like have solved that problem really kind of.
Yeah.
He's excited and he shares just his goodness and like his good news with you.
Aww.
And it's a good afternoon.
Yeah. He gives you all the good news and then you just unload on him.
The fate of the world. And I lost another rock and I got possessed by a ghost and then I tried to punch the ghost and I missed. And then Triggus told me it looked cool, but later he said he was lying. That hurt my feelings.
Dude.
I know.
And I think I want to say you and Talon just kind of spend like the next amount of time catching up and
Yeah, like they have to come find us and we're still chattering away.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I asked kind of how Rhakna felt. I didn't really ask how the other two of you felt.
Well, yeah,
Crazy
I do
things
have
happen.
one thing that I need to bring up.
Do it.
I'm still invisible.